Come to the distinguished annual event, the Queen Rania Teacher Academy Forum 2023. Under the theme, Revitalizing the Learning Experience to Reignite Inspiration and Passion. We would like to thank you all for attending this forum and welcome you. Established in 2009, the Queen Rania Teacher Academy is a non-profit institution that embraces the vision of Her Majesty Queen Rania Al Abdullah to enhance the quality of education by empowering teachers with necessary skills. QRTA provides innovative and high-quality professional development programs in Jordan and in the Arab world. QRTA effectively contributes to serving the educators' community, reflecting its commitment to education development and enhancing educators' skills through a range of specialized initiatives. This includes opportunities for continuous learning and advanced training for teachers and school leaders. As part of these initiatives, QRTA hosts an annual forum, bringing together distinguished educators from around the world to exchange experiences and stimulate innovation in the field of education. This year, our forum stands out with dedicated workshops led by educators for educators. These workshops aim to enhance learners' knowledge and equip teachers with tools and skills to make the student learning experience more exciting and engaging. They also aim to provide students with means to explore the world, interact with international issues, and maintain a continuous curiosity for research and questioning. Before the start of today's workshop, we would like to remind you that you can obtain a certificate of attendance. We look forward to your participation in the feedback survey, which will be shared with you before the end of the workshop. Thank you for your cooperation and valuable presence. Please allow me to introduce Marina Watt. Marina is the co-founder of Brandstorm Communications, and she is from Hong Kong. Welcome, Marina.
Thank you, Rania. Thank you so much for the introduction. And I would like to quickly say thank you to Queen Rania Teacher Academy for having me today and to share the things that I've been doing and some of my experience on how to leverage the community as a whole to in solving mental health issues, and also to encourage diversity and inclusion, what we call DEI in short, for students in our community. So basically what I've been doing in my part of the world, and I hope that this section can also give you some of the ideas that we can also have a further discussion in the later part of my discussion. I hope we can do some exercise and discussion in the second part of my presentation so that we can have more exchange of ideas among ourselves. So thank you everyone for joining my section today. And let me give you a very quick background of what I'm doing and who I am. So I'm Marina Watt. I'm currently co-founder of a PR agency based in Hong Kong. And I'm also a mother, as well as a doctoral student in education. And I've been working on quite a number of children's books, especially during COVID time. And after COVID time, in the post-COVID period, I've also done a number of books in promoting diversity and inclusion with the education department from Hong Kong. So as you can see from the slide here, I have also created community among parents, educators, and also many young people, also students, through a social media page, as you can see here, called A Little Something by Marina Watt. Marina Watt is my name. And then I created this online space on Facebook so that we can gather more like-minded parents and educators and whatnot to come together to share very important education topics, issues, and sometimes some of the activities that are that could be helpful for having family bonding or even sometimes weekend activities or holidays to go list. So this is basically what I've been doing. My work on the PR side is also focusing on philanthropy and also some of the education projects. So I would say no matter what I've been doing on the work, on the professional front, on my studies, and even my what I've been doing with my kids. So I can also build up a very strong cohesion and leveraging on different resources and my network to hoping that I could build a stronger and more positive community for Hong Kong parents. So the first part in my presentation, I would first talk about student mental health issue. As I'm sure many of you here are also experts in children, in students. As we all know that because of COVID, COVID has hard hit not just in my part of the world, in Hong Kong. COVID has been hitting everyone in all parts of the world. And why am I so focusing on the mental health issue? As you all know that because of COVID, the whole world almost got locked down. There are school closures, and then most of the students cannot go to school. And then we have been talking about how there's also this displacement in the students' learning and teaching issue. And basically, when students got locked down at home, they could not go to school. And there will be another problem, another issue coming up, that is the student health, the mental health issue. And it's not just happening, it's not just hard hitting students in Hong Kong, but I'm sure there are quite a number of researchers coming up saying that student mental health issue is also in crisis in different parts of the world. So maybe later on, you can also, in the second part of my presentation, I would love to hear what's the student health, mental health issue in your part of the world, any concerns of the student mental health issue in your area, or even in your family. Is there any issue? And then I could now share what I've been doing in Hong Kong. So some facts and figures about mental health issues. So right here, I have quoted a number of issues about mental health for children. For example, I quoted a source from NAMI. It says that in US alone, the youth aged 6 to 17, they experience a mental health disorder each year. And this figure could be changing to a more worrying figure because of COVID. And in Hong Kong, in the center part, I quoted another figure. This figure is research based in Hong Kong. The source is the Baptist Oi Kwan Social Service, an NGO based in Hong Kong. In their research, they found out that 48% of secondary school students surveyed in Hong Kong, they showed symptoms of depression. And this figure was actually shown in 2022. That was in the middle of COVID time. So there was another research, a more recent latest research done by the Hong Kong government, shows that there are actually more alarming figures, not just for secondary school students, but for primary school students as well. They have been displaying symptoms like their worsening health issues among primary school students. They have a sleeping disorder. They even have shown emotional disorder, and they have been also displaying their lowering scores in exams. And the other figure I quoted here is from Healthy Mind Study. It shows that more than 60% of college students match the criteria for at least one mental health problem. So throughout the COVID period, as mentioned in the opening of my presentation, as I'm a doctorate student in education, now studying with the University of Bristol, and as a mother myself, so I've been quite concerned about the mental health issue of children in Hong Kong. Because as a mother, I think that we have, as a parent as well, I feel like we have the responsibility to help children, how to help them to overcome this difficult moment in their life, how to face failure, how to face depression, how to overcome all the issues and worries during the COVID period. So we have been talking about the social emotional learning, SEL in short. So what does that mean? So social emotional learning, SEL, is a process of acquiring and applying the knowledge, attitudes, and skills necessary for emotional intelligence and positive interpersonal relationships. So in Hong Kong, basically, many of the researchers, educators have been promoting the SEL concept in schools. And they are starting to promote this concept in the community basis as well. They hope that through the social emotional learning being taught at school level, as well as the community level, so the students will learn how to apply the social emotional learning in their studies, in how they interact with their friends, in the family as well. But the issue in Hong Kong is that because most of the, I think not just in Hong Kong, in other parts of the world as well, most of the students that spend most of the time at school. In Hong Kong, our students normally, if not school holidays, they normally have schools from 8 a.m. or sometimes 8:30 a.m. till 3:30 p.m. So that you see, for most of them, most of the time in normal school days, they spend a lot of the times at schools rather than at home. And then after the school days, school hours, they go back to their home. But the problem in Hong Kong is that they learn social emotional learning at school, but at home, the parents, they do not know how to apply this social emotional learning, how to teach the children how to handle some of the emotions at home. So I hope that social emotional learning will not be able to just be able to be taught at school level, but it will be also be taught among parents. Because throughout the COVID period, I've been doing some of the presentations at school level to teachers, and also I've done some of the sharing sections with parents as well. And then what I've been hearing, the feedback from parents, they've been telling me that some of the parents told me that, they said that parents also need to be educated, because in the 21st century, they feel like, especially during the COVID time, they feel like they lack the learning or the experience to how to become a good parent. And then, as I mentioned, mental health issue is in crisis, not just in Hong Kong, but globally as well. So parents also want to know how to apply social emotional learning at home as well. So what I have done during the COVID time, in order to apply this social emotional learning in the community level or at a home, more home-based level, is that I created these set of affirmation cards, as you can see in the presentation slide here. I hope that we can build partnership in helping to build up a social emotional learning environment through these game-based cards. So through gamification, because kids, especially younger kids, they like to play games. They like card games, board games, etc. So I created this set of affirmation cards, these card games. I hope that the children would, of course, love these sort of gaming, and then through gaming, they will learn how to express their emotions and build up the social emotions attitude and the ability. And then I created this set of cards at first is for parents to use these cards at home as well, because as I mentioned, parents do not, because in my days in Hong Kong, we don't talk about social emotional learning. There is no such term about social emotional learning in my days. So parents, again, need to be educated. Parents also need to grow and learn with the change of the time. So I introduced this set of affirmation cards, and this card is actually based on the growth mindset concept. So what is actually growth mindset? Growth mindset is a concept founded by Stanford University professor called Professor Carol Dweck. So Professor Carol Dweck's growth mindset concept is actually a binary concept of mindsets, of growth mindset on one hand, and the other hand is the fixed mindset. So as you can see, growth mindset, you see the word growth. It means that your mindset will not be fixed on a particular or certain level. Instead, according to Professor Carol Dweck, your mindset, your IQ will actually grow and learn with the passage of the time and with all your experiences accumulated. And then the other, on the other hand, is a fixed mindset. Fixed mindset means that some people believe that failure is definite, and then some people always feel like they will not be able to succeed any time in their life because they have fixed mindset. So the issue of fixed mindset is that they will always be worrying, and they will not try, and then they will face they will even face depression when they have some downtime. They encounter any difficulties or failure in their life. So this is based on this set of binary concept of mindsets, growth mindset and fixed mindset. So based on this mindset concept, so I created this affirmation card. And as you can see in the presentation slides here, this set of affirmation cards, they have 30 cards in one box. And then all these affirmation cards is with positive messages, encouraging, instilling in children about the growth mindset concept. I'm not sure whether you will be able to see the words here, but basically I invited an illustrator from the UK, and then to help me, to create some of the illustrations. These illustrations are basically fruits or animals that can relate to the children a lot, because children usually loves fruit or fruits or even animals that they usually can relate to. And then so I invited the UK illustrator to help me create this set of affirmation cards. And then I put in all the positive mindsets words like you can do better, it's okay to fail, or even some of the positive messages like we are in this together. So this set of cards, I created this because I wanted other children to learn how to face failure or overcome the fear during difficulties. So this set of cards is 30 cards in total in a box set. And then every morning, and encourage the children to take one card. Well, of course, you can first shuffle all the cards, and then you can put it somewhere in a box or in a cup. And then every morning, the children will take a piece of the card from your cup or in a cardboard or in a box set. And then when you draw the card, it's randomly, and then you see what the card will inspire you for the day. And then with all these positive messages, or sometimes I encourage the children to work together with the parent, because sometimes, especially in Hong Kong, because in Hong Kong, most of the families are Chinese, are still very much linked with Chinese tradition. And in Chinese society, we don't normally tell our parents our feelings, how we are feeling. And especially if we have got bad grades in our exams, we don't want to tell parents, because, in Asian societies, we have the term called helicopter parents or tiger moms, meaning that the moms, or especially the moms, will be very much harsh on the kids if they get bad grades, and then if they are not focusing on the studies. So in our society, in Chinese societies in particular, so the parents will be very much affected by the how much the kids get the grades, and then the kids are very nervous in getting a failure, because they will be scolded or by their parents for not getting good grades. So I hope that this set of affirmation cards, the parents will learn how to overcome the difficulties, not just about exam scores, but also any failure or difficulties in life, and then to work all these to work out the emotions with the children together by using these card of games. And because in our society, not just that emotions, I would say emotions is kind of like especially the bad emotions in our society is kind of like a taboo. We don't want to mention about we are a failure, we have such a bad day, because in Chinese society we kind of hold back our emotions, kind of reserve. So we will not tell our parents how we feel, especially the negative emotions. But through this card, I want to tell both the parents and the children both emotions, whether they are negative or so-called negative or bad emotions. And on the other hand, the good emotions, whether they're good or bad, they're just your emotions. They're part of your life. And it's okay if you feel bad. It's okay if you tell your parents that you feel sad or you fail a test and so on. And because it is important from the number of researchers, telling the parents to teach the children to name the emotions is a number one step in social emotional learning, because especially for younger kids, they don't have a great collection of lexicon or words on how to tell the emotions to the parents, because usually, especially the younger kids, like 3 to 5 years old, they can tell the parents with the lexicon they know. The words they know is I'm happy, I feel sad. Sometimes they will not utter the word sad because they may not know the meaning of sad, but they will, through their facial expressions, or even they cry, or they would just sit there, giving themselves locked up in the room. Then you know that they're not feeling okay, or they feel sad. But when the kids grow older, sometimes they know what it means by sad, what it means by depressed, what it means by not feeling accomplished, but they will not tell their parents, especially as I mentioned again, in Chinese society, we don't want to tell our parents that we fail in a test, and we don't want to tell the parent that we can't do what they want us to achieve. So, but through all these social emotional learning, these affirmation cards, we want to sometimes break the ice between the parents and the children, and making it easier to communicate with the parents. And number one first step is to let the children learn how to name the emotions. And then number two is to communicate, and to like icebreaker for the parents and the children to tell each other how they feel. And the other layer, adding another layer of family bonding through this card game, is that not just the children can tell the parents how they feel for the day. Actually, the adults, the parents, can also make use of these card games to tell the kids what they're feeling. Because I've test run these card games in a number of schools, in a number of NGOs in our community in Hong Kong, and then some of the interesting feedbacks is from adults, is from family. They told me that the kids sometimes want to actually ask the parents how they have been after a long day of work, or how they have been, especially during the COVID time. And then let me share you a little story that I went to primary school to test run these card games. And then I remember a 7 or 8 year old young girl. He told me that she's not feeling okay, especially during the COVID time when we had to wear a mask and then we couldn't go to school. So I conducted a test run at this section through a Zoom section. And then the little girl told me that she took the card is crying a sad face of an apple, saying, and the positive message is okay to feel sad. And then I asked the little girl why she would pick this card, and why this crying apple resonated so much to her. She told me that she was sad, not anything to do with academic studies, or not anything because of worrying that she'll be falling behind in terms of learning during COVID time. But the fact that she's actually worried, she's actually very sad of COVID situation, that it would affect her parents. Her parents were actually working in hospital. They are the medical staff. So her parents had actually to work frontline in hospital during the COVID time. And then every morning she could not see her parents during wake up, because her parents are already at work in the hospital. So but the little girl has been reading, following through all the COVID news and situation, no matter from her friends online or from the TV. So she has been quite worrying about her parents, but she didn't know how to express her feelings. So she picked this card and told me that this card resonated so much to her at that time, because she wanted to tell her parents that she worried about them, but actually she loved them, of course. So I think again, this card could be sometimes a good reminder for us to express our feeling, to tell our parents, or even from the other way around, vice versa, from the parents to tell the kids what they have been up to and how they have been feeling. Because even those kids may not be able to solve, the a problem of the parents, but sometimes they could be good listening ears to the parents as well. So this is the card game through gamification that I hope to build up a partnership between the parents, the children, and throughout our community, how the parents can work together to build up these social emotional learning through gamification, through card games. So this is a little something that I created during the COVID times. And also I've been working another further addition after tested run all these card games in different schools, in different NGOs. So I've been working on another level of these affirmation cards in the post-COVID time. And I'm hoping that through building partnership in school levels in Hong Kong, I could be able, to do another level for secondary school as well. So I'll keep you guys posted to see how it goes for the secondary school students, because I believe that for secondary school levels, they will be actually facing more complicated emotions, more different life problems, especially for for secondary school students. They probably are in their teenage life. They are facing different levels of their especially they are entering the puberty, so they are actually facing different life problems. So I've been working on a secondary school levels affirmation class, and I'll definitely keep you guys posted on how it goes. So this is it. So again, I hope to build partnership on learning, social emotional learning through affirmation class. So collaborate with your local community organizations, mental health providers, and advocacy groups that specialize in mental health, and not just mental health, but as I mentioned, DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion groups. I'm sure in your parts of the world, there are also different advocacy groups or also different NGOs that have been working on these areas, in particular the mental health and DEI themes or the projects. And I believe that this partnership can help you to access different resources. And then with the help of the expertise, I will help you to support your initiatives. So like what I've been doing for my affirmation card, the card games, I've been doing different test run with different local community groups, NGOs, schools, as well as the mental health group as well. I've also consulted this group of a mental health healthcare providers in Hong Kong to just make sure that the positive messages are okay, communicable in our Chinese community, and then I've also put in different. I was also put in a bilingual level, Chinese and English version, that I was also test rendered with teachers to make sure that the words are communicable, understandable to both parents and children as well. So this is about the mental health area. And then this part, I would like to talk about how you can leverage the community resources and your own community to connect children or students to the world. So during COVID time, apart from the affirmation cast that I created, I have been writing books. I'm a book author. One of the books that I co-authored with my business partner, Brian, is this book about the future skills. Because I believe that many of the educators have been talking about, how AI, ChatGPT are changing our world and how it will affect learning and teaching in the 21st century. So I've been working with our local community, very outstanding, a large NGO organization called the Hong Kong Federation of Youth Groups in Hong Kong. I've been working with them on a project called Future Skills, and they appointed me and my business partner, Brian, to work on these book about the future skills, because we hope to leverage our expertise and our community network. We'll be able to translate all the important skills and information through book writing. And then it will, for this project, we got the sponsorship and the funding from Banking Corporation in Hong Kong. They appointed us, the NGO appointed us as an author. And then the Banking Corporation, they print all these books for free, and then they will be sent to be delivered and sent to all the secondary schools in Hong Kong, so that the students will be able to make use of these as a guidebook to learn about what been talking about the future skills. So basically, this book is written in Chinese. So we know that the fourth industrial revolution is here. So the skills workers need to succeed have changed, and no doubt about it. And then there is also technological advancement. What does that mean? Technological advancement, we all know that our workplace are demanding more and more our next generation for different skills that that we may not be able, to imagine for now. And in this book, I've been trying to list out 6 future skills that through our desktop research, through our discussion with different expertise, educators, government officials, etc., what parents need to do to help our kids to better prepare for an uncertain future for tomorrow. So through our different researches and our discussions with expertise and educators in Hong Kong, so we come up with 6 future skills in this book. So these 6 future skills include, namely the digital skills. We think that through acquiring technical skills like coding, programming, and then it is important for the younger generation to master digital skills for the emerging technological advancement. So the other future skills we listed here is about innovation and problem solving. So in this book, we not just we give definition of each of the future skill, we also have included some case studies that we have been working with the NGO. Because the NGO have a lot of ample resources and ample data of what the young people need, and also the programs that they have been doing, and then the programs that they are planning actually to be doing in future. So we collect the data from the NGO on one hand, and then we also talk to different government officials and different corporations, and then to learn what future skills they think will be needed most for young people. The number 2 future skill is about innovation and problem solving. So through leveraging technologies, we believe that it will be able to solve real life problems through computational thinking. So this is the number 2 future skill, is about innovation and how you solve problem. So the third future skills we come up with is about life planning. And we think that it is very important to develop a portfolio of skill sets and diversify one's career development strategies. So, meaning that we hope young people will be able to have a life planning, not just about career planning, but the overall life planning to give them a very advanced goal setting in the life, to know what they do in the life. So the 4 future skill is about communications and cooperation. We believe that young people should learn how to communicate effectively, and for them to collaborate, meaning to work together, how to work as a team member. That's a very important future skill for them to learn in a hybrid setting. Especially, I think after COVID, in the post-COVID period, as we are also doing a Zoom meeting now, a webinar now. So I believe in all different parts of the world, in the post-COVID period, we will be more like a hybrid setting, in the sense that apart from the traditional face-to-face exchange communications, we're also having hybrid setting, online learning, communications, learning and teaching as well. So in Hong Kong, even though we are getting back to so-called normal face-to-face learning and teaching, we are all getting back to school, but some of the schools in Hong Kong, they're actually having hybrid learning environment, meaning that they are trying to give students more and more time to learn online, apart from the school setting. They still go to school, but after school, they're trying to giving them more time to read online, to have online learning by themselves, home learning through online apps or learning apps or environment. They can also create a online learning Google Classroom environment for the students to communicate and to collaborate, working on a project together. So just like in our workplace, we are relying more and more time on online communications meeting instead of traditional face-to-face meeting. So for these future skills, the number 4 future skills, we are teaching the children the importance of communications and cooperation, not just in face-to-face traditional setting, like in the pre-COVID world. We are trying to teach them how to work together as a team in a hybrid setting as well. And number 5, the 5th future skills we believe that is important for children is about wellness management. If you remember, I talked about the mental health issue and in the beginning of my presentation, because the proposition is that mental health issue is a risk, not just in Hong Kong, not just in Asia, but is happening around the world. So we believe that how to manage your own wellness is very important. By maintaining your own personal well-being, and regardless of situations that you are at, no matter you are at a very a successful life, or even on the other hand, you are facing life difficulties, how to manage your wellness is very important. And the last but not least, the 6th future skill is about resilience and crisis management. We believe that, especially during COVID time, it teaches us a lot of lessons about how to build up your own resilience, how to bounce back after you face failure and difficulties. So this is very important for young people to learn how to turn crisis into opportunity. This is again linked up back to my affirmation class, how you can face resilience, how you can face failure by having a positive mindset. So this is the book that I co-authored and published, and I hope to make use of the community resources, NGOs networks, and their resources, and with the support of the corporations, we can translate all the ideas and about future skills, about the ideas that the young people and parents or even educators want to learn through book writing. So this is the other area that I personally think can work on by building a partnership with your community. And the other area, I think it will be helpful to build up a strong community, which could be helpful for students' mental health, DEI area, is to establish student-led initiatives. Because I believe it is very important to empower students to take their active role, to take their own initiative in shaping mental health, diversity, and inclusion efforts. Because of course, in adult world, we always believe in ABC, because we are adults, we think that it works. As a mother, we think it works. But usually, students these days, they can easily access to different kind of information, not just from school, not just from the teachers, but they can easily get access of different kind of information with just a click of a button. They can get access to information online easily. So I think it's very important to empower the students to take a very active role in shaping how they think the future tomorrow will be. So in Hong Kong, I also make use of my own online or social media platform. A little something by Marina Watt, that's my social media platform. I also organize different kind of student-led clubs, committees or forums for students to get involved, because as I believe that they should take the lead of what the future they want to be. So giving them a platform for them to voice out their concerns, propose ideas, and implement projects. And then by having these social media platform for them, to take the lead, sometimes some of the corporates, they will come in and then, as a mentor, or even with some kind of in-kind sponsorship or donation to take up their own projects and to work it out with them, young people as well. So students can take the lead to promote well-being, respect, and inclusivity. And then I remember during the COVID time, it's my first time to host the first TEDx talk with the students. And then I remember my daughter also took part in the TEDx talk in sharing how she believes in all walk can help her build up her mental health. So in the TEDx talk in Hong Kong, I'm not just having, my daughter, giving her, some kind of opportunity, but I'm also inviting different young people, children from Hong Kong, to contribute, to let them to have a platform, to share their ideas on how they can build up mental health, a good mental health system in Hong Kong. So in the first TEDx talk in Hong Kong, we invited our community of like 50 students. A few of them took part in being a speaker, as a TEDx speaker, but many of them came to my TEDx talk as, as a listener, as an audience, so that they can, contribute to a community together to work collaboratively in this TEDx community. And then after the TEDx talk, they are actually having some of the offline from because of the COVID time, we have the TEDx talk online, and then from online to offline. And then they are having, all these offline communities, different small groups together, and then they can, bring back the ideas, bring back the, we call it a seed in a mental health seed in their own community, and then they can bring back these seed to plant it in their own school, in their own community. So about myself, I like reading myself. My whole family also like reading. So from a reader to an author. So not just I co-authored a book about future skills, because I believe that future skills is something that not just my family, my daughter's school should look into, but our community in Hong Kong, our whole society in Hong Kong, and even beyond, students in from around the world should learn about the future skills. And then not just about future skills, I believe that diversity and inclusion is another very important topic that children should learn these days. So from a reader to an author, so during the COVID time, I was being appointed by the Education Bureau in Hong Kong to write 30 children book for primary school students about the importance of DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. As you can see here, these are the books that I created. Basically, I drafted the story idea. I did all the researches, and then I collaborate. I also appoint a Hong Kong local illustrator to help me do all the illustrations. So basically, these DEI books, I hope that we'll be able, to help the ethnic minority children in Hong Kong, not just learning about Chinese, but how to, relate to different ethnic minorities in Hong Kong, be it their religion, be it their culture, be it their food culture, or the places to visit in Hong Kong. They can relate to them and then help them to build a more inclusive society. When they're in Hong Kong, they feel like more inclusive in Hong Kong. So this is this set of 30 books of about DEI, diversity and inclusion. This book is being printed and delivered to all the to all primary schools in Hong Kong for free. And the other thing that I think we can also leverage on the community resources is to offer training and workshops at the community level. So what I've been doing is to organize different kind of training sections and workshop for students, teachers and parents and community members to join in, to take part, because by offering different kind of training sections, be they online or offline, it will help your community members to engage and to increase the awareness. Especially, I believe that mental health issues is like a public awareness campaign. You need to not just telling people how important that is. You need you need to help them to get into a regular workshop like the affirmation class. You need to do it daily. To have the practice of how to name your emotions, tell your emotions, and then like a very normal day-to-day happening or communications with your parents, with your teachers, etc. So I organize different kind of training workshops with the help of and the resources of the NGOs and the community centers. We do a lot of all these awareness campaign workshops to help our community, especially the parents and the teachers, to learn about the importance of mental health, diversity and inclusion matters. And we also provide education on topics such as cultural competency, mental health literacy, and strategies for supporting diverse populations. And again, as someone who's also a media person, I'm also writing different media columns in education, parenting, and for schools and for media in Hong Kong. I believe that it is very important to engage families, not just the community level, but directly working with families is very important. That's why I created the Facebook page to provide direct information for parents as well. Because involving the parents in mental health, diversity, and inclusion initiatives, you have to talk to the parents and to understand their different needs. You can organize workshop with them. You can even have support groups in your own community, and even organize family events in the community or in the society level. By organizing all these kind of workshops, support groups, and events, etc., it will help to encourage open communications and discussion between schools and families, and it will provide resources that will help parents support their children's mental health and well-being. Because in the situation in Hong Kong, most of the parents, mothers and fathers, are working parents in Hong Kong. So they're very, very busy. They have long working hours, and as children, they have 8 to 3 as their school hours. For parents in Hong Kong, they normally work from 8 a.m. and then they have the very long working hours. You normally end the day like 6 or 7 p.m. So they have very long working hours for parents in Hong Kong. So for normally on weekdays, parents don't spend much time with the kids at home, and they normally spend weekends or just Sunday or Saturday with their kids. So we hope to engage, have more of this kind of parent workshops or mental health support groups for parents. Sometimes I will go to some corporate to do lunch and learn for parents, for some of the corporate working parents, to help them, to learn about the importance of mental health. I talk to the parents in the corporate sector. I also do workshops with the help of the NGO, with the support of the NGOs during weekends. So parents, can bring the kids together to enjoy and then to learn the importance of these topics. So this is how you engage the families. So best practices. Apart from organizing workshops or different support groups in our own community, I always believe that by participating different kind of sharing sections is very helpful. Like today, thanks to Queen Rainier Teacher Academy for inviting me to share some of my what I've been learning and doing during COVID time and even the post-COVID time. I'm also very appreciative of the fact that I'll be able to join the section today. I'll be able to learn the best practices from educators, from teachers, especially, and then from different organizations of the best practices they have been doing. Because I believe that although we are having a different we're living in different part of the world, but I believe that the future is our children, and then what we have been doing is for building up a better future for our children. So I've been very actively engaged in different kind of sharing sections, be they be based in Hong Kong, held in Hong Kong, or in through different international organizations, because I want to by learning and participating in these sections, I'll be able to to learn the best practices from people, from educators from different parts of the world. And some of the sort of best practices that I've been working on and learned throughout these years are the growth mindset culture. From Professor Carol Dweck, growth mindset culture, I've been spreading this growth mindset culture in Hong Kong for schools, for parents and teachers, through the gamification, through the card games. I've been also using this growth mindset culture to talk to corporate, because I believe that the growth mindset is not just helpful for children, but also helpful for parents, as well as the corporate people who work in corporate, because it is also a very positive culture for corporate level as well. And then the other area that I've been working on is about building an inclusive classroom that is related to the DEI, diversity and inclusion. Because I believe that in Hong Kong situation, we have different ethnic minorities living and living peacefully in harmony in Hong Kong with us. So we have been teaching our children not just about the importance of respect, giving respect to ethnic minorities children. And we are also trying, to ask them to learn how to, to work together with them to build a better future, a more harmonious society for Hong Kong. And not just in Hong Kong, but, as a step one in Hong Kong. And then after they have learned how to show respect to different people with different culture, they will learn how to be a better global citizen. And the third one, best practice that I've been advocating in Hong Kong is about volunteering, because it is very important that I believe that as a parent myself, I believe it's very important to let your children see and feel what you have been doing, and they will follow, right? As you are the best teacher for your children. So I've been doing volunteering work myself. As you can see, I've established, the social media platform myself during the COVID time, and I've been a volunteer to different online learnings section to teach parents and teachers how to build up the growth mindset culture. I've been doing all this on a voluntary basis because I believe that is a best example to show my children how to, give back to your own community, to give back to your own society, what you can do best by using your own experience and expertise. So more about the growth mindset culture. The growth mindset culture, again, is originated and founded by Professor Carol Dweck from the Stanford University. It is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and perseverance. Growth mindset culture can be cultivated through experiential learning and out of classroom activities. So this is about the inclusive classroom. This is one of the 30 books that I wrote about the DEI, inclusive culture in Hong Kong. So inclusive education is carried out in Hong Kong for decades, and students with disabilities or from different cultures are included in the mainstream classroom in Hong Kong, like the visually impaired, physically disabled, or even with hearing impairment, intellectual disability, learning disability, and so on. So this is for easier transition to the society in a later stage. And then we have also inclusive classroom in Hong Kong for different decades already, for a number of decades already. It also helped improve student well-being by fostering a sense of belonging, promoting positive social interactions, and meeting diverse needs, leading to an increased engagement and overall student happiness. So this is volunteering work. This is me. I want a photo, you can see me. Well, actually, funny thing is that in Hong Kong, you can see, different high-rise buildings in Hong Kong. But in some parts of Hong Kong, in our community, there are also people living under poverty. So I've been volunteering for an NGO called Impact Hong Kong. That is something very close to my heart, because some of our friends in Hong Kong, they are living under means, and then they actually without any housing, and they have actually, to live in a park day and night. And so I've been volunteering for these NGO for them, to help them, to deliver cooked food and clean water to them, to our friends in Hong Kong. And then I believe that, again, by setting a good example myself, by doing volunteering work, it will also help, my children and to learn how, to get involved in volunteering. And I also make use of my own social media platform, to teach, to inspire or to influence other parents to, actually join me to do this volunteering works to help people in need in our community. Because I believe that volunteering can actually contribute to student well-being by promoting positive emotions, social connectedness, and personal growth. So here comes my daughter. So I believe that there are a couple of key trends that are especially in the post-COVID period that we can, as teacher, as an educator, we can actually focus on and help our children and parents to look into in the 21st century. One is diversity and inclusion. The other is about the environment. So future development to watch is about SDGs. So in September, the United Nations, they have the high-level meeting about the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals. So I think one of the key trends to watch out for is about sustainability, green living, about our environment. And I believe that the best way to educate kids' sustainability issue is to start cultivating a sense of friendship by the children with nature. And of course, it would be best if the whole family, can work our green section or green outing, or even be it a beach cleaning or trash cleaning in your community with your children as well. So my daughter is almost 10 years old. She has been working with me throughout these, my education journey, especially during COVID time when we got locked down at home and she couldn't go to school. So my daughter Noelle shared her little thoughts at the UNESCO Learning Never Stops campaign. So she told her peers under COVID how she enjoyed going to, hiking, going to the hills with her family. And then she spent lots of time. Well, actually, our family spent a lot of time in nature. And then through our social media platform, we also encourage our communities to join together, to go out to nature, to make friends with nature. And then we build up a sort of community that we hope that in Hong Kong, more and more parents would be aware the importance of the sustainable living with the children. So this is like a routine that helps, that carries on during the COVID time, that our family starts, to get out more to nature. And then we hope this will help to build up a routine with our daughter and with other family members, with other children as well, and then let them, to constantly think about the importance of nature, the importance of our environment as part of their lifestyle. So this comes to the second part of my presentation. I'm not sure, I think we will have some time, like 10 minutes. We can come up with some of the ideas, or maybe you could share, because we don't have a big bunch of people, big bunch of group here. You can also feel free to unmute yourself and tell me some of the ideas about the mental health or DEI, diversity and inclusion, some of the community projects you have been doing. As I mentioned, I'm very happy, to learn from your best practices. We can also learn from each other how we can, help our children, help our next generation have mental health and DEI issues. So I'll be happy to hear from your side. You could share some of your best teaching practices, how you could actively contribute to building a school community that prioritizes mental health, diversity, and inclusion for your students. If there will be anyone that you'd be happy to share or tell me about the situation of the mental health situation in your community, I'll be happy to learn about it. I can see that from the meeting chats that, yes, I do agree. I think we all here in this section all agree that mental health is a very important section. And a participant here, a friend here, says that, yeah, I've been talking a lot about how we could support parents, how we could support teachers, how we could support our community. But our friends here, one of the participants said teachers actually need psychological support as well. I totally agree with you. I'm with you as well, because teachers are under immense pressure during COVID as well. I've been in touch with a couple of teachers in Hong Kong. They've been telling me that they're actually very pressurized during COVID time. Not just because of the change in pedagogy, in learning and teaching during COVID time, they are actually also learning how to harness, the technology. Because in Hong Kong, And nowadays, we don't have Zoom. Zoom is something very, something new for us all, including teachers in Hong Kong. Nobody actually are very good at IT in AI, not to mention AI, ChatGPT. So they need technological support and also psychological support. You're right, because they are also under a lot of pressure during COVID time at school level and from parents as well. So about the teacher support in our society in Hong Kong, the Hong Kong government has been, advocating, or even not just Hong Kong government, some of the NGOs in Hong Kong, they are actually doing some of the support groups for teachers in Hong Kong, helping them, to overcome not just, the skill set level, helping them to transit from the traditional face-to-face learning and teaching environment, to the hybrid setting or even the online learning environment. They're also giving them psychological support, like giving in one of the NGO in Hong Kong, they're actually having a hotline online for the teachers to dial in, and then to have a support group section for the teachers, to help them, a mental health support group for teachers as well. And I think that is very important for the, even for the teachers, to have a support group among themselves. If there's anyone who would like to share what's been happening or any difficulties that you have encountered as a teacher about mental health issue, if there's any teachers who will be happy to share any difficulties you faced during COVID time in learning and teaching, in terms of mental health issues for students, also the DEI, diversity and inclusion issues, or what we have touched on about environmental issues. That's something that I believe that is also very important to build partnership on. Yes, I see a raise of hand. I think you
Yes,
can unmute.
can I speak up?
Sure, please go ahead.
Yeah, I have got some difficulties, because of Corona and the background of what happened in the past and what the student used to do in their classes. I have noticed that 10th grade student, females, they are females, of course. They don't want to study. They want to break. They want fun. They want like music. They want to dance. I was trying to ask them. So I have noticed that they don't want to study. They want to finish the class early and got some time for chatting. And they said that we have guarantee that we will pass the year. We don't know, maybe at the first semester we will fail, but at the end of the year we will pass even if we have low marks. I don't know, they developed very bad habits before me. So I was trying to motivate them, but motivation is a big challenge in teaching English as a second language. Some of them, I know they are weak. They don't like enjoy studying English, but I was trying to motivate them, but they don't want to be motivated. They feel that they want they are coming to school to chat, to see their friends, and they have got the guarantee to pass the year. What to do with them?
Oh, that's a very good observation and question indeed. Well, actually, you know what? Actually, I'm studying in education myself, and well, actually, my thesis is about the impacts of learning and teaching during COVID time, but for primary school students. And I haven't published my paper yet. I'm still working on it. But I could share some of the funny, interesting observation with you. Is one of is resonate much to what you have said is about motivation. In our studies, we find that students lack motivations because of the online learning setting. And then it is true that it would take up some of the time for them, to get back to be what happened before COVID. And the learning interests and the motivation is something that teachers are a headache, because after COVID, they have lots to pick up on, not just about the lagging behind in terms of learning and teaching, but also we mentioned about the mental health the mental health status, right? So some of the teachers in Hong Kong, they are trying, to pick up sort of their motivation, by giving them more homework, by giving, them more class times. So some of the schools in Hong Kong, they've tried to extend the school hours. Before it was like 8 or 8:30 to 3 or 3:30. But nowadays, I know that some of the schools, they're trying to catch up with what they so-called they've been lost in learning. They're trying to extend the learning hours. But I don't agree with that, because children have a very short time span, attention span. So if you extend the longer the learning hours, it will not be good for the children. And then some of the teachers in Hong Kong, I know that they've been trying to switch to a hybrid learning setting. I'm not sure in your school or in your community, are you still you already get back to normal, like face-to-face learning and teaching, or are you trying, to implement hybrid learning setting? I know children these days, they like to go online, and then online learning could be something that could motivate your students. And in Hong Kong, some of the teachers, they have been using some of the apps, to monitor students' screen time. The other thing is to monitor to do assessment online, so that students can make use of the online learning environment, online learning setting, but they can still learn. And then teachers could track the learning pace, and then can do assessment online, and then give them instant feedbacks. So I'm not sure whether it would be something that you could think about, because some of the teachers in Hong Kong, they have already switched online learning, some part of the online learning, like reading, traditional physical book or physical reading, physical book, to online reading already. And then I know that some of the teachers in Hong Kong, they have make use of some of the fun online learning games like Kahoot to do assessment. And then some of them will use Google Classroom and Google Meet to allow collaborative working efforts in doing projects for the students. I'm not sure if there will be something that your school or you could think about in making use, changing the learning environment to online learning, and then introducing some of the fun learning elements to motivate, to keep your students motivated in learning.
Thank you. You gave me good ideas. Thank you.
No problem. I see some of the chats. One of the participants said, Mohammed told me that during the COVID period in Morocco, most of his students and most of the teachers didn't have the awareness of the mental or psychological well-being. But now you're aware of the crucial importance. But still, you practice the teaching or learning process without any frustration or being afraid of this issue. Still, we practice the teaching and learning process. Oh, Mohammed, if I may, I would say that I would explain it in this way, because yes, thank you, Rainier. I noticed about the time. Maybe I'll wrap up my section with my response to Mohammed's question. I think that citing the example from Hong Kong, it is true that we're doing mental health learning, teaching, and workshops and so on in Hong Kong. But you're right, Mohammed, in the sense that not everyone is on the same page, not even teachers, right? It's very normal, because we are all from different training backgrounds. We're all coming from different backgrounds, no matter it's culture or living backgrounds, etc. So in Hong Kong, I would say the younger teachers will be more adaptive, will be more responsive to the mental health issues or the mental health learning. But for the more mature, more experienced teacher in Hong Kong, they are kind of resistant to mental health issues. Because as I mentioned, because in Hong Kong, it is, I don't know the situation like in Morocco, because in Hong Kong, the more mature and more experienced teachers in Hong Kong, i.e. the older teachers, they are more resistant to, new technologies and then, the new ideas. Mental health is something very new idea to them. And then it's like kind of taboo, especially in Chinese society. Because in older generations, they don't want to talk about mental health because they will relate mental health to be kind of sickness. And it's something that you don't want to talk about it because there's something like in a Chinese society, they think it is something bad that would relate to your bad health and so on, because it is a taboo. But because in the 21st century, we are all becoming more open to new ideas, new concepts. So we are more open to all these ideas. So this is true that there is also still a gap between different teachers. I think in Hong Kong, I think in your society as well, Mohammed. So that's why in Hong Kong, in our government, they are doing education, the teachers training. So the teacher training has to be continuous. And teachers, not just parents, I said parents, we need to be educated, but teachers in Hong Kong in particular, they have to be educated. That's why we in Hong Kong, we have teacher training for, no matter they're from the teachers from local government aided school or from international schools, they all need to go through different kind of training sections. Especially in the technology sections, they have to keep themselves updated. Especially we have AI, ChatGPT, so they have how to teach, make good use of technology to teach, how to make good use of technology on the for the good. And then for the other part of the teacher training in Hong Kong is about the responding to new ideas, new concept like the mental health issue, the DEI issue, and especially the environment issue. In Hong Kong, some of the teachers are already picking up the concept of environmental sustainability issue, because this concept is also something new for Hong Kong teachers, especially. It's not something new for corporate because they have to, do the ESG reporting and so on. But for teachers in particular, we do not talk about a lot of sustainability issue in Hong Kong schools. So different teachers have to go through different kind of all these, training, to get themselves updated to local issues, as well as how to make themselves responsive to global issues as well. So I'm also mindful of the time, Rainier. So maybe I'll quickly do a quick conclusion before our session ends. So in conclusion, I think community engagement is an ongoing process that requires sustained effort and collaboration. And by prioritizing mental health, diversity, and inclusion, we try to involve our community from all walks of life, be they teachers, be they parents, or NGOs, or even corporates. We work together because I believe that by working together, by collaborating, you can create a more supportive and inclusive environment for all students. So thank you very much for having me today. And thank you, Rainier, for facilitating this very fruitful section for me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Marina, and thank you everybody for attending. In conclusion of this special workshop at the Queen Rania Academy Forum for Teacher Training 2023, we would like to express our deep thanks to all of you for your effective and inspiring participation. We hope that this meeting has added value to your ideas and educational skills. We remind you that you will receive your certificate of attendance by email, and we urge you to fill out the feedback survey, please, which will help us improve and develop our future experiences. We look forward to seeing you in QRTA's future events. Thank you. Thank you, Marina.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.